Reintroducing Terra Tunic, plus how to do welt pockets and that gorgeous boat neck. Hi sewing friends, I'm Tessa from Love Notions, and I love to help you find sewing patterns and sewing support. So we've got some big news. Terra Tunic now comes in ladies sizing extra small to 5X, and it has a full bust option done for you. The tutorial and pattern have been fully updated, and we are thrilled to re-release this pattern because Terra is really a wardrobe essential. Quick FYI, you can grab it on sale right now for just a very limited time. The link is in the box below. Throughout the first part of this video, I'll show you all the tester versions, and then we'll take a deep dive into a few of the pattern options that might benefit from a quick visual tutorial. You can skip ahead at this minute marker to get the how-tos for those welt pockets and that gorgeous boat neck. So, what is the Terra Tunic all about? Well, it is a straight fitting knit top. It's not too fitted and it's not too oversized. It has a chunky, deep hem that features side vents, with the back hem slightly longer than the front to give you plenty of booty coverage. Though you can even the hems out easily if you'd like. I love it with leggings, jeans, and even with a cute little front tuck and under a cozy cardi. Keep in mind that you can always lengthen or shorten this top or tunic to your preferred length as well. So what sets Terra Tunic apart from all of the other top and tunic patterns out there? The focal point of this tunic is the variety of necklines. There are 6 neckline options. Here's scoop, V-neck, funnel, asymmetrical, boat neck, and V-neck hood. Oh man, that is a lot of potential in just one pattern. It also has 4 sleeve lengths, short, elbow, 3/4, and long. A few of my bonus options are the elbow patches and, of course, those super cool welt pockets, which give you even more versatility and sewing fun. Also, Terra is clearly a pattern for all seasons. Just take a look at how Tammy used this top pattern for any time of the year. With just a change of fabric type and the Terra Tunic pattern options, she can go from winter to spring to summer and to fall with just one pattern. I love how versatile this piece is, and it definitely is that tried and true template that you can always pair with your favorites like some Sabrina Slims or some Allegro bottoms, or even with a cute Frasier cardigan on top. Now, let's dive into those quick visuals for the welt pockets and the boat neck view. Keep in mind that the pattern comes with the videos linked inside so that you can get the help you need when you need it. And you know that if you ever get to a tricky sewing spot with the Love Notions pattern, you can ask for help in the Love Notions Pattern Support Facebook group. I'll link it below. It's private and it's free. All right, let's start our welt pocket and boat neck tutorial. This is just a quick visual, but let's start out with all of our fabric cut, our interfacing ready to go, as well as buttons for the boat neckline. You also want to have the instructions handy for quick reference. Let's start with the welt pockets. First, we're going to fuse interfacing to the wrong side of the Terra Tunic front piece. You want to make sure that those markings all match up, and you're going to fuse that on with your iron. Next, you're going to pin the welt pocket piece to the tunic front. You're going to make sure that the right side of the welt piece goes to the right side of the tunic, and especially get those placement markings just right. Now it's time to straight stitch along those marking lines, and be sure to stop and back stitch right at those corners. Now we have to cut a slit between those markings, but we need to make sure that we stop 1/4 of an inch from the edge and get into those corners to make a triangle marking. I like to use this craft knife to get in there first before I go in with my rotary cutter. Now here's the most satisfying part of making a welt pocket. From the wrong side of the Terra Tunic front, you're going to pull that welt pocket piece through to the wrong side. Then you're going to press it nice and flat and gently tug on the corners until it makes a nice rectangular opening. One thing to note about fabric here is that you want to use something that's going to have a lot of sturdiness to it. So I'm using a thicker French terry here, and it's got the perfect kind of texture for putting in a welt pocket. If you use something that's really flimsy, it's going to be very fiddly to sew, so be careful with that. Next up, press the bottom of the welt pocket piece up as far as it will go, opening and pressing the seam allowance in the process so the fabric has a good crease. Then you're going to fold the welt piece halfway down, and this is going to form like a little flappy opening piece that's in front of the welt pocket. Now we have to secure this all by taking that little tiny triangle piece and straight stitching it together with that folded up flappy piece. It's going to look like this when you've done it. Now, to make these pockets fully functional, we're going to need a bag. And my suggestion for the bag inside fabric is to use something that's a little bit thinner than your main fabric so there's not so much bulk. Now you're going to stitch or serge the top of the pocket bag to the top of the welt pocket piece, and then you're going to do the same for the bottom. Then you'll sew the sides of your pocket bag by folding it over so that it has a crease, and then stitching and serging along the sides. We did it! Welt pocket complete. Now let's move on to the Terra Tunic Boatneck tutorial. This is one of the 6 necklines, and you can choose to use buttons or not, but you need to use interfacing to create the facings that will go underneath the neckline. So fuse that interfacing on, and I suggest using a fabric for your facing that is lighter than your original main fabric. You can also finish the raw edges with a serger or overcast stitch like I've done here, and then you're going to align the facing to the front and back of the main pieces respectively, and you're going to straight stitch from the shoulder around the neckline around to the other shoulder. Here's what that looks like. Make sure that you're continuing to use a 3/8 inch seam allowance, and then you're going to cut off the corners so that when these are turned right side out, they will be nice and crisp. Here's my method for turning those corners right side out, and then this is going to get a nice good press so that everything lays nice and flat. And then we're going to top stitch this facing to the main body of the front and the back. So let's put this all together. This is a tricky step, so I'm going to slow this down for you so you can see clearly. You're going to align the front and the back, wrong sides together, and then you're going to fold the back piece under the front piece and overlap it by 1 inch. The back goes underneath the front. These should align pretty well here, but it might take a little finagling if you didn't get the seam allowances just right. Then you're going to baste the overlap along that dashed line right at the arm side, and you can sew the buttons at the shoulder seam through those layers. Now you might not be able to get that through a sewing machine because it's so thick and you might have to hand sew it, but the buttons are just decorative, so there are no buttonholes needed. There you go, welt pockets and a boat neck version of the Terra Tunic. Thanks for watching this video about the Terra Tunic. Make sure that you get yours before the sale ends. The link is below. Subscribe to watch all of our other pattern videos and sewing tutorials. And go ahead and leave me a comment below with your thoughts on Terra Tunic, any questions that you have about the pattern, or any other of your sewing ideas. Are you in the loop with all of the Love Notion sewing goodness? Join our newsletter to stay up to date with all of our $5 Feature Friday sales, our sewing events, and of course our new pattern releases. Oh, and P.S., the new Lincoln top is in testing right now, so get your buttons ready. Isn't that cute? Again, all the links that you might need are in the box below. Thanks for sewing with us.